Good evening and welcome to the Ozarks Amateur Radio Society 2-meter net. This is W0ZAC, Whiskey 0, Zulu Alpha Charlie, net control for tonight's net. My name is Zach, Zulu Alpha Charlie Hotel, and I'm located in Mount Vernon. This net meets every Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. local time on the W0 OAR repeater at a frequency of 146.970 with a negative offset and PL tone of 162.2. This net is also available on NetLogger for all who wish to check in early. This is an informal, directed net, but it can be interrupted at any time if there is emergency traffic. If there is any emergency or priority traffic, please call now. None heard. I will now make a few announcements of interest to amateur radio. The Ozarks Amateur Radio Society meets on the second Saturday of each month at the Happy House Restaurant in Monette. The meeting begins at 7 p.m., but you're welcome to come at 6 p.m. to eat and enjoy some good conversation before the meeting begins. Individuals pay for their own meal, but of course, you don't have to eat to attend the meeting. All are welcome, including family members and those interested in amateur radio. More to follow. Hams and Eggs, the OARS Saturday morning breakfast meetup during the month of April, will be at the Mount Vernon Family Restaurant at 7:30 a.m. OARS is now operating 3 regular nets, the D-Star net Monday evening at 8 p.m. local time on 444.150, the 2-meter net Tuesday evenings at 7 p.m. local time on 146.970, and a simplex net on the first Saturday of each month at 7 p.m. local time on 146.460. Saturday, April 22nd, will be the first meetup of the OARS POTA group, Parks on the Air group. We'll be meeting at the Stockton State Park North Pavilion and plan to begin the activation at 9 a.m. Some will be camping at the East Campground for the weekend. If you would like to camp, should probably contact the campground ahead of time and make a reservation before everything gets filled up. More to follow. The Christian Fellowship Net would like to invite everyone to join them on the SMARC 146.910 repeater every Saturday at 9 a.m. This is a non-denominational open net, and everyone is welcome to participate. Lastly, this net is also being streamed live on the 5-9 Radio YouTube channel. So if you want to hear how you sound on the air, or if you missed part of the net, you can go to 59radio.com for details and a link to the channel. Okay, we will now begin taking check-ins, and I'll start with short-time, low-power, or mobile check-ins. Any short-time, low-power, or mobile stations, please come now with your call sign phonetically, and your name and location. Please call now. Whiskey 0, Zulu Alpha Charlie.
November 0, Mike Lima Papa, N0 MLP, mobile in Carthage.
KF0HOD, Kilowatt Foxtrot 0, Hotel Oscar Delta, Bob, portable, Aurora.
Alrighty, we got 2 mobile stations in there. Let's start at the top with Marvin, N0 MLP. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Zach. Appreciate you doing the net. Sounding good as always. And I hope everybody else out there is having a good time. We had to run down here to Lowe's and couple other places, getting some building materials for a well house and some water line to start piping up our well and getting it run to the houses. So just doing some errands down here, and found a good little spot here in the parking lot. Seems to be doing all right with the repeater, so hearing everything full quieting. So hopefully I'm making it in all right. But I guess with that, we'll say 73s, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good evening on this beautiful day. And Zach, appreciate you running the net, and we'll send it back to you, W0ZAC. This is N0MLP.
All right, Marvin, thanks for checking in tonight. Always good to hear from you. And yeah, you got a good spot there in the parking lot. You're coming in full quieting, sounding great. Had a good time with you there at Claremore last weekend. That was a fun trip. We'll have to do that again next year. Well, Marvin, thanks for checking in. We'll say 7-3. Hope you guys have a safe trip home tonight. And we'll go to our next short time or mobile check-in, KF0HOD. Good evening, Bob.
Good evening, Zach. Hope everything's going well tonight. Things are going quite fine here in Aurora now. Still portable, in the process of getting the shack restacked, but was able to get into the E-Star last night. So HF mobile stuff is energized. I'm just in between antennas right now, and so we're going to use the mobile tonight, the portable, I guess. So it's handheld from UTH. Hope Marvin gets the water thing figured out and that fixed soon enough. Spent a pretty good chunk of the day back and forth to the hardware store, which is nice having it just up the road in case I forget something. So we'll be out of pocket for this weekend. Otherwise, I'd really like to make it to the photo fest this weekend, but I'll make it out for the next action for sure. Otherwise, I'll be back on the air here in a few days. Back to you, Zach. It's KF0HOD, Portable Aurora.
Alrighty, well, thank you for checking in. Quite a mess moving everything. Imagine it's going to take a while to get all settled in over there. And radio is probably not the most important thing on your list of priorities there, is it?
No, I've got to squeeze radio things in between everything else. So it's a long and complicated list.
Roger. I couldn't imagine trying to move now after all the stuff I have acquired in this house over all the years. Anyway, good luck with that. Hope everything goes smoothly. Thanks for checking in tonight, and we'll say 7-3. That brings us to the end of our short time or portable check-ins. Let's go now to the NetLogger list. And at the top of that list, we have KE0MAD. Sean, good evening.
That's about time I'm on top of some kind of list. Long at least it's not the naughty list. It's KE0MAD. How you doing, Zach? Hope everybody on net's doing good. Boy, it's a pretty awesome day out today. Can't ask for better weather. I wish we had it all year long. Anyway, looking forward to the POTA deal next weekend, so hope to see as many people there as possible. Other than that, nothing else going on. Back to net control. This is KE0MAD.
All right, Sean, thanks for checking in, and thanks for asking how I'm doing. I'm doing just fine. Good to hear you tonight, and yeah, I could sure appreciate some more of this good weather myself. It's nice out there. I pulled up to the house tonight and thought, man, too bad I got to run a net because I need to mow the yard. I've mowed once already, and it's caught up with me again, so if there's any daylight left when we get out here, I suspect I will be on the mower. Thanks, Sean, for checking in. We'll say 7-3 and jump down to our next NetLogger check-in. AE0OC. Wes, how are you this evening?
Well, hello, Zach, and everyone on the net. Thanks for running the net tonight. You're sounding good. I'm, like everybody else, looking forward to POTA on the 22nd. And I did remember one thing that I had meant to mention at the meeting, and I forgot to. I was going to announce that we'd like to have some more net control officers, especially on this net. I wouldn't mind having a couple more. So we got some backups in case people need to take off. You know, summer coming on, there's going to be vacations and what have you. Be nice to have a little extra help on here. So we won't throw you to the wolves. If you're interested at all, we will train you up and help you get started with everything you need to go. So it's really not hard. It's a pretty simple job, but it sure means a lot to everybody else. So very much appreciate that.
Yes, I would second that. Summertime's coming up on us. I'm sure I will have to miss some Tuesdays. The young man will be playing, I was going to say T-ball, but I don't think it's T-ball. Maybe it is T-ball again this year. Anyway, he'll be playing T-ball, and no doubt we'll have games on Tuesday night. So I'll probably have to be absent for a few. So anybody out there that wants to get involved in net control, let us know, and we'll get you fixed up. Wes, anything else for the net tonight?
Well, I was just going to mention that I downloaded that Slack program onto my computer, and I think it's got some pretty neat functionality. I think it'd be a pretty nice program. But I did have a question. Those of us that use that, are we considered now slackers? Because if so, I've been working on that title for a long time.
Roger. Maybe that's why Peter picked it for us. What do you think? It is pretty cool. I'm not familiar with it specifically. However, I use one very similar to it at work on the daily. For those of you who are not in the know, Slack is a, let's call it a communication tool, for lack of a better term. It's a place where we as a club will be able to post things, insert data, communicate with one another. Things like the net script could be posted there for those who would like to volunteer for net control. It'd be very easy to find the script and run off that. Also sharing documents, educational things or informative documents that can all be posted there, as well as announcements and messages amongst the club members. So anyway, there will be more to come on that front when we get it developed a little further. Yeah, more to come on Slacker. Or Slack, not Slacker. You got me goofed up, Wes. All right, Wes, thanks, buddy. We'll say 73 and jump on down to our next NetLogger check-in, KA0SPM. Good evening, Steve.
Good evening, Zach. Sure good to see everybody at the club meeting Saturday. That was great. I spent today cutting grass, so I'm a little bit, I don't know how you say it. There's so much pollen and that stuff, it was just like a cloud.
Yes, sir. That could be a downside of the spring weather. Doesn't seem to affect me, so I guess I'm lucky in that front.
Well, I'm done with it, so for now. But all that pink and white in the neighborhood, it makes it tough.
Roger. That's pretty much what I've got to mow is weeds. I should probably take better care of my yard, but those weeds do a good job of filling the holes, so I think I'll just let them go. Steve, you got anything else for the net tonight?
No, I think I've got a program that might be similar to Slack called Discord that I've been trying to figure out. Been slow going because got a bunch of other stuff to do too, but it sounds like it might be fun. So with that, back to you, KA0SPM.
Alrighty, Steve, thanks for checking in tonight. Good to talk to you, and it was good seeing you at the meeting as well. We'll say 73 to Steve and jump down to KF0LZX. Good evening, sir. How are you? KF0 Lima Zulu X-ray. Greg, are you with us? Well, Greg, if you're there, you're not making the repeater. We'll swing back to you and check you after the next couple check-ins and see if we can get back with you. We'll jump down now to K0SQS. Harold, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Zach, and the rest of the net, K0SQS. I spent the day on, the afternoon on my mower finishing up mowing, and was getting a lawnmower ready to take to the lake to mow down there since I've lost my contract mower. And anyway, the battery was pooped out, so I ran to Mondet with the old battery and went to AutoZone and was told no, they did not have that battery, but there were 4 of them at the store in Aurora. So I trucked back to Aurora to pick up my battery, came back, put it in, got it going. All is well. So I've been spending the day with lawn. Anyway, back to you. I've got nothing else. K0SQS.
Alrighty, Harold, thanks for checking in. Lawn care seems to be the general theme of the day, eh? I went out, put my battery on the charger, I guess last week, tuned it up, and was surprised that it actually worked. Seems like I have to replace that darn battery about every year now. Anyway, we'll see if it starts tonight. It's been a week off the charge, so maybe I'll get lucky and not have to buy a new one. Thanks, Harold, for checking in. We'll say 7-3 and jump down to our next net logger check-in, KB0RHA. Good evening, Rich.
Oh, good evening, Zach and the net. Nothing too much going on here. Just I didn't get outside today, which I would have liked, but I did get caught up on a bunch of housework that needed done. So anyway, that's all done, and hopefully tomorrow I can get out and work on one of the lawnmowers I got and get it going. It's got a throttle cable issue, but nothing major. Anyway, that's all I got for the net. 7-3s, KB0RHA.
Well, very good, Rich. Thanks for checking in tonight. Seems like, if I'm not mistaken, last week you mentioned you wanted to get back into CW. Is that correct?
Yes, it is, and I've been taking a few lessons online.
Roger. I've made it a point to learn that myself, and had my first CW QSO last night with our very own KD0COR 40 meters. Of course, it was super easy because we're 3 houses apart, but at any rate, if you wanted to get on the air with some HF CW sometime, we could work that out.
I'd like to get a little bit more proficient at it, but yeah, I would enjoy that quite a bit.
Hey, there's nobody less proficient than myself, so feel free to jump in anytime. Maybe I'll get a hold of you offline here and see if we can't make that happen. I've got a couple of tools on my phone and a program on the laptop here that I've been training with, so coming right along. It's kind of scary getting out there on the air and trying to, call CQ and see what happens. I've done it a couple times and nobody came back, and I'm probably glad they didn't because I probably would have choked, but at any rate, we'll get there eventually. Rich, thanks for checking in tonight. It's good to hear from you. We'll say 7-3 and jump down to our next net logger check-in, KF60Z. Hello, Mel. How are you this evening?
Good evening to you and the net, W0ZAC. This is KF60Z. Been a little bit under the weather for the last couple of days, but I think maybe that's looking up now. So, and also doing some activities to get ready for the training session this coming up Friday and Saturday of this week. The Baptist Disaster Relief crew is having a 2-day training session in Clinton, Missouri, and they're training teams for chainsaw, kitchen food services for disaster relief, chaplaincy, and there's also communicators. And I plan to be there for the communicators seminar sessions for that activity. And I see we also have an activity related to that that's coming up near the end of the month in Springfield. I don't have any details on that now, but things are busy around here as much as I'm able to keep up with it. Rich, I had a lawnmower with a throttle cable issue too, and I sent it off to the repair shop this morning because I didn't want to have to take the whole side panel of the lawnmower completely apart just to get to it to hook that throttle cable back up. And first time I tried to mow the lawn, I hit a stick and it got in and threw the main deck drive belt off. And being the old man that I am, I can't get down on the ground like a toddler and work with those things. So I was happy to push that job off to somebody else that does it professionally. Well, I think that's about all from here. Zach, thanks for running the net. W0ZAC, this is KF60Z.
Very well, Mel. Thank you for checking in tonight. Pleasure to have you. Good to hear from you. And sorry you couldn't make it down to Claremore with us. We had a good time down there this year. Hopefully you can make it next year. We'll say 73 to Mel, and that brings us to the bottom of the net logger list. And we will open it up to all over-the-air check-ins. When you check in, please space your calls. Give your call sign phonetically and then the regular way, along with your name and location. Check-ins will be acknowledged, and comments or announcements will be invited from each station. Check-ins for the OARS net, please call now, W0ZAC.
Kilo Foxtrot 0 Hotel Delta Marjorie Mobile Cartridge.
Kilo Echo 0 Zulu X-Ray Lima, Miles out of Marionville.
All right, we'll hold it up right there. We had 2 over-the-air check-ins. Before I start with those 2, I want to jump back up to Greg, KF0LZX. Greg, are you with us?
Yep, I think I'm with you this time. I didn't realize I didn't have the channel pulled up out of my memory, so the PL tone wasn't there. So I could hear you guys, but nobody could hear me. Pretty much just a normal day for me, work day. Spent the day up at Tyson Foods in Sedalia working on a refrigeration compressor, and got home about an hour ago and took a shower and just kicked back in the recliner. And that's pretty much it for me, man. Hopefully I'll make breakfast this coming weekend, and the following weekend, looking forward to the POTA, but I may be in Mississippi for work that weekend. So other than that, back to net control, KF0LZX. Thanks.
Alrighty, Greg. Well, glad you had a good day, and it'd be good to see you up at the POTA event on the 22nd, so hope you can make it. Thanks for checking in. We'll say 7-3, and now we'll jump back down to our over-the-air check-ins. First up is Marjorie, KF0HHD. Hello, Marjorie.
Hi, Zach. How are you doing?
Fine as a frog's hair. Thanks for asking. How are you guys this evening?
We're okay. We've enjoyed a nice meal down here, and now we're shopping. I decided to stay in the truck instead of shopping. It's a little boring when you have no money.
I think they call that looking.
That's what I hear, but it's hard to do. Anyhow, I just wanted to check in and tell you thanks for running the net, and we'll see you hopefully next month. I'm not going on the weekend because somebody's got to stay at home. And it's my turn.
Very well. Well, thank you for checking in tonight, Marjorie, and we will catch you at the next meeting. We'll say 7-3 and jump down to our next over-the-air check-in, KE0ZXL. Miles, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Zach. How you doing tonight? We've had a little rough time with power supplies from Amazon, but hopefully we got it taken care of this time.
All right, well, sounds like it's working.
Well, we've had to we got two of them that were DOA, not getting any 12 volts out of either of them, not even getting one. So we had a little talk with Amazon, and they refunded us our money and told us to pitch them.
I'm not a big fan of Amazon if I can avoid it. However, they're generally pretty good to deal with when you have a circumstance like that. In fact, I don't think I've ever had an issue with a return of any kind from those guys, so kudos to them for that part, I guess.
I haven't had a problem with them either, so hopefully this next power supply will do the trick and I can get that Kenwood up and running.
Roger, roger. Well, good luck to you. I hope it comes in defect-free and ready to get you on the air.
So do I. I'll find out Thursday or Friday for sure, and I hope to see you all Saturday up at Mount Vernon.
All righty, Miles. Sounds good. Sure we'll see you there. Are you going to make it up to Stockton for POTA?
I don't think I'll make it up there for that. I'll probably be running a little tight on funding by then.
Roger, roger. Well, we'll see you at breakfast nonetheless. We'll say 7-3 to you, Miles. Hope you have a good evening. And that brings us to the bottom of our list for over-the-air check-ins. If there are any more check-ins for the OARS net, please come now with your call. W0ZAC.
Contact.
Go ahead, Mel.
Yeah, I'd like a short conversation with Miles. I believe it was you, KE0ZXL, that's the KF60Z, that we were planning to meet Saturday for breakfast, and little did I realize that I was double scheduled for Saturday. I'm going to be in Clinton for the disaster relief training session, so I won't be at breakfast in Mount Vernon on Saturday. Over.
Not a problem. I got nothing better to do. I can meet up with you anytime you want and bring those computer parts up to you. So just tell me when and where, and I'll be there.
Okay. If you have email, would you drop me an email at my call sign at arrl.net, and that'll give me the contact information for you, and we can communicate that way. KF60Z.
Okay, I'll try and remember that. If not, Zach can probably hook me up with your email address and as well, so not a problem.
Okay. Sorry for the confusion and double booking, but sometimes that's kind of the way life is. Back to net, KF60Z.
Alrighty, we'll open it up again for over-the-air check-ins. Over-the-air check-ins for the OARS 2-meter net. Please call now. Whiskey 0, Zulu, Alpha, Charlie.
A0 RWD, Kilo 0, Romeo, Whiskey Delta, in Cassville. Well, I still got a whole lot of just things around after everything with the high winds. But that, I guess, keeps you kind of moving down the road. But I'll sure be happy after I can get all this stuff off. And I'll just say, having a good net tonight, say 7-3 stall, K0 RWD.
Alrighty, Ron, thanks for checking in tonight. Are you planning on heading to Stockton with us?
I won't be able to make it.
Alright, well, more hot dogs for me then. Thanks for checking in tonight, Ron. We'll catch you later. 73 to you, and that brings us down to the bottom of the list again. Any more over-the-air check-ins for the OARS net, please come with your call now. Check-ins, over-the-air check-ins for the OARS 2-meter net. Please come with your call. This is Whiskey 0 Zulu Alpha Charlie.
Kilo 0 Lima Alpha Foxtrot.
Kilo 0 Lima Alpha Foxtrot. Good evening, sir. How are you?
Good evening, Zach and the group. Hope everyone's doing fine. We're doing okay here, enjoying the beautiful weather, just things like that. The POTA guys there, I don't know if you know, they have a Discord channel, and if you are interested, you can shoot me an email at k0laf@arrl.net, and I can send you an invitation to the Discord server. Other than that, don't have anything. 7-3.
All right, well, thank you for that information. Would you mind giving us that email one more time?
Yeah, it's my call sign, k0laf@arrl.net.
Roger, Roger, k0laf@arrl.net. Alrighty, thank you for that. Would you have plans of joining us at Stockton?
I'd like to, but we have a birthday party to go to. I believe it's a 90-year-old, something like that, so that kind of takes precedence.
Oh, certainly. Yep, got to have your priorities there. POTA can wait for another day. Well, thank you for checking in tonight. Pleasure having you on the net. We'll say 7-3, and we're back at the bottom of the check-in list, so we'll ask again if there are any more over-the-air check-ins for the OARS 2-meter net. Please come with your call now, W0ZAC.
Alpha 0, Romeo Mike, KSRM, south of Kansas City.
KA0RM. You're a little far from home, Bob.
Zach, a little bit, I didn't think about it here. Sean just jogged my memory here. We're about 50 miles north of Ada right now. Been up to Iowa, 79 degrees up there in Iowa today here, and a week or two ago they had hail up there as big as baseballs. I seen it wiped out all their trucks and the windows and everything in there, and we had a driver up there that was in the sleeper and busted out his sleeper window there. So I talked to a guy for a day when he's unloading. He said about 20 minutes when that went on. But going up to it about a mile from the head tree up here, we was looking. There's houses all over. It's got signs on there. It says storm damage, storm damage. So they're waiting to get the roofs replaced, and I don't know what all, but beautiful day today, though, that's for sure. All right, we'll catch you later, and like I said, no clouds in the sky here. Sun just going down out here just south of Harrisonville. Kilo Alpha 0, Romeo Mike, big truck.
All righty, Bob. Well, thank you for the long-distance mobile check-in there. Good to hear from you, and glad that severe weather didn't impact our area too greatly. Drive safe, Bob. We'll catch you when you get home. We're now back at the bottom of the over-the-air check-in list. We'll ask one more time, any over-the-air check-ins for the OARS net, please call now. Okay, I think we'll call that a net. Tonight we had a total of 15 check-ins, including myself. Thank you to all the stations who checked in this evening. We look forward to hearing from everyone again next Tuesday at 7 p.m. local time. And now, for the joke of the day, what did one toilet say to the other? What's the matter with you? You look a little flushed. 73, W0ZAC, clear.